goal isn't to live forever. The goal is to create something that will.
Welcome to Perspective, a podcast for wedding creatives, where we sit down often with a special guest and talk about many years of experience in the wedding industry so you can learn from us and grow your wedding business. Hello, I'm Simon.
I'm Greg.
Together, we are Cinemate Films, two Scottish-based wedding filmmakers who love nothing more than drinking coffee and talking to others in the wedding industry. This episode is sponsored by PickTime and by With Jack, but I'll get onto that a little bit later in the show. Greg, how are you doing?
I'm good, thank you.
Who are we talking to today?
We are talking to Ana Pastoria. Hello, Anna. How are you doing?
Hey, Anna.
Hi, I'm good. I do have some notes on your coffee, but...
You've got notes on our coffee?
Yeah.
Why? What?
Well, because I've lived in Portugal for way too long. You should drink like small coffee.
Fair enough. I mean, we do have an espresso machine.
Yeah.
We do have a machine that can make all sorts of things, but we just tend to find that we put things through the Mocha Master and it's faster and we can just leave it running and you get tons. I like to drink quite a lot.
Bad way to start, just critiquing your coffee.
I know.
I know. He's so
At least you've got a coffee. Some people have tea. Ugh.
I mean, tea's great.
Hey, no judgment to tea drinkers.
Oh, that is a bit watery.
Unfucking believable. Right, you know what? Fuck you, Greg. Is that Back to the Future poster you've got in the background there?
Yeah, of course. Back to the Future, Star Wars, and Stranger Things. Because I'm a very assumed nerd.
Yeah, okay. Oh, my son is going through Stranger Things at the moment. I think he's nearly completed it.
There's a new one coming out.
There is
soon.
It's November.
Oh, is it?
Wait, have you watched it?
How many years has that been?
Yeah.
So, have you watched it again?
Not
again.
yet.
Not
I'm
again.
So
planning to do that. Yeah.
Because the second time around is so much better.
Oh, really? Okay.
I don't say this lightly because I usually don't like repeating stuff, but I just rewatched Stranger Things and it was so much better because I picked up on things that we know, but we didn't know when we saw it first.
Right.
So you pick up on some things and you're like, oh my God, this is so much better. Oh, this is so much better. And me and my husband were like, oh my God, yes, this is awesome. So it was a whole other experience to rewatch it.
Yeah.
I'm planning to rewatch it before the new season starts. So
Just remember
that'll be soon.
There's 4 seasons of it, so
I know.
I know November's a while away, but give yourself time. Anyway, before we move any further along in the podcast, because sometimes we forget to do this, Anna, do you want to introduce yourself to our community and tell them what you do?
No,
you're just a mystery.
sorry. Yeah. Okay. Sorry, I'm weird. So
Weird.
yeah, I'm a weird nerd, destination wedding photographer. I shoot a lot of weird weddings with weird people that I love. I have a very different approach to wedding photography because I refuse a lot of clients. And I think I need to only give my energy and my love to people that I really truly connect with, and that eventually turn out to be my friends. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I shoot a lot of Indian weddings, a lot of homo-effective weddings, gay weddings, a lot of very weird weddings, which is really my favorite. Just people who don't mind getting completely naked in front of my camera and just go about their lives because, they're that comfortable.
Yeah. Is that naked like metaphorically or actually? Both. Good. Cool.
Yeah. That was a great
cool.
question. Yeah. Both.
I mean, just in case someone's like, I wonder. Yeah, that's cool. So obviously when we get a guest on, I always like to prepare. So I've been through your website quite a bit.
No.
And but but before this, like, not every guest I have met face to face. In fact, quite a lot of them, it's like, oh, hey, we've maybe chatted online. I've maybe sent you a weird video of my face going, hey, do you want to come on the podcast? So it's the first time, but we've actually met before. I don't know if you remember, because you were at Thrive, right?
Yes, I was.
Yeah. So the night before Thrive, I think it was your merch. Was it the Imagine merch that we were putting the stickers on?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Okay. Yeah, that was me.
I'm sorry. I'm so bad with faces. Well,
right.
I do need like 150 people per weekend.
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah, could be quite overwhelming.
And I'm terrible with names of faces as well. But I do remember being like, oh yeah, that yeah. Like when I went onto your website, I was like, oh, Imagine. Yeah, they were at Thrive. Oh yeah, I do. I remember sticking those stickers on. So that's cool. Nice to see you.
I also work at Imagine. I'm not only a destination wedding photographer, I'm also an ambassador manager at Imagine, because I love Imagine, but this is not sponsored by Imagine yet. So
no, not yet. Although feel free to mention. I mean, there's a whole other array of brands that you have worked with or for, or
yes, I'm an ambassador for quite a lot of brands. I do work with Big Time, that is sponsoring. I do work with Imagine, obviously. Koi Labs. I work with Black Hold cameras, cameras accessories. I work with Fuji. So I'm very lucky. Very lucky.
Yeah, that's cool. And we'll get onto that a little bit later. But I still want to get to know you a little bit more. I didn't realize how weird you were, so that's a fun quirk.
You didn't find my website?
Well, so the first line in your website is "What is love?" And it's so funny because I very often sing, like if I see a sentence like you've done here, "What is love?" "Baby, don't hurt me." I quite often do that with other things around.
Same.
If I can think of the tune, I'll sing it.
I also dance. I sing and dance. My life is a whole Bollywood movie.
Okay. What I mean, what type of dance moves are we talking? Like safe,
all kinds. Like
all kinds.
All kinds. I've perfected my dancing style. It's terrible.
Okay.
And I love
so
it.
It's not like a. I mean, who was it? Was it Sherry and Chris who? Sherry and Mike.
Yeah, with the breakdancing.
With the breakdancing, yeah.
Yeah, no, that's good.
That is next level. That is
just bad dancing.
Is that how you broke your rib?
Do whatever.
Is that how you broke your rib, trying to break dance like Mike?
No, I was actually trying to live the party.
Yeah, Greg. Anyway. So I was on your website. And I think one of the first things I like to do is like go to the blog and just see what's going on, which I found quite interesting. And I'm pretty sure it's not changed, but you've only got one blog post. So what's going on?
I know photographers are renowned for not blogging, but come on.
And the thing is, it's not like some other photographers where they've attempted to blog and then you're looking at it like years later, like, oh, they posted that in 2019. Like, ooh, what's happened? Yours is actually pretty recent. Like,
exactly. That's what I was going to say. It's like, it's from this year. So
yes,
give me a break. Okay. I'm the worst at social media, blogging, or any kind of online promoting of myself and my work. And I'm very good with promoting brands. I'm just not very good promoting myself.
Yeah, so obviously you're not very good at social media. Well,
obviously.
You've just said, obviously your blog is a little bit bare, but that's not a problem. There was something that you wrote, and I think I wrote it down. You're obsessed with weddings.
Oh, yeah.
Seriously.
Like, seriously.
Why, in the words of the Joker, why are you so serious? Why are you so serious about weddings? Well, what is it about weddings that you love?
So I do have a PhD in sociology, and I started off my career as a teacher at uni. And I really love sociology. Okay. I stopped teaching because I really love sociology and my students really didn't. So they got very, very sad every time I walked into a room, and the energy just broke my heart.
Shit,
So
yeah, that's not what you
people
want.
get very happy when photographers arrive to weddings. So that's the kind of energy I want. But at a wedding, you have all kinds of sociological micro experiments happening. This sounds weird, but it is. It's like you see people act in a group. They act differently than they would in private. And I get to experience that because I get to know my couples before and then see how they interact with their friends and how their friends interact with each other, and the people who are upset, the people who are happy, the people who are pretending to be happy. And it's a whole micro study group
Yeah.
that I absolutely adore and live for. And then weddings are about love and hope. And in this world, you kind of really need all the hope you can get at this point. So I love them. I love them very, very, very much. In general, to shoot and to get married.
Yeah, because if I remember right, you've been married 6 times to the same person. Is that right?
And we never got divorced, never split up, anything like that.
What's so good about him or weddings that makes you want to do it 6 times?
Well, are you married?
Yes.
I'm engaged.
Well, he's getting married this year.
Well, you'll know what I mean. So there's this moment in your wedding. You'll find this soon enough. There's this moment where you're in the dance floor, everything like the formal stuff is done, and you're just enjoying. And you look around, and you're surrounded by the people you love. And if that's not the biggest boost of energy and love you needed in your life, then I don't know what you need. So that's very addictive. Okay. So people get the wedding blues after the wedding because they only get married once. So we decided, let's not spend all of our money on one wedding. We actually didn't know we were going to get married more times the first time we got married, but we loved it so much. And our friends, like 2 days after our first wedding, our friends were, okay, when are you getting married again? Because this was so fun. We're like, okay, guys, let's just do it again. And so we just kept getting married, I guess, and keep having our friends around and doing the weirdest themes we can come up with, because we're all adults and we're also weird, as I've mentioned before. And there's nothing that we love more than an excuse to dress up in weird clothing, not fancy clothing. No fancy clothing for me, ever.
Okay. I mean, so I'm assuming that your weddings have been different. They've looked different and they felt different each time, yeah?
Yes.
Okay. Can you like, I know the 6 of them is quite a lot, but can you run through like some of the mindset that you had per each wedding or some of the aspirations that you wanted to achieve?
I get asked this a lot, so I can just sum up my wedding.
I mean, you might be the only person I know who's been married 6 times, but that's lovely.
I think, remember, was Michaela? She had like 3 or 4 weddings, but they were in different areas of the world for different groups of people. So it wasn't like the same people together.
Yeah,
but it's close to the same idea.
I think only one of our no. Okay, so the first wedding was just parents and children and like closest family. It was a civil, going to the courthouse, signing the papers, done. And then we went for lunch, and then we came to do a photo shoot with our dogs because they are the most important beings. And they weren't allowed at the courthouse, so we were very pissed, and we had a whole photo shoot with them.
Cool. Who was your photographer?
At this one, it was my second shooter.
Okay, cool.
So we had different photographers at all weddings. We usually have to. Well, they fight it out. It's good. I have a lot of photographer friends, so I let them fight it out. And so we had the first wedding on the courthouse. Then we had the second wedding in our farm. It was my brother. I have, at the time he was 16 years old. My brother is my life. And so he did a blessing ceremony because I'm Hindu, and he did a Hindu blessing ceremony. And the next day we had the freak show circus wedding with all of our friends that we decided in 3 weeks. So I had a bride who canceled her wedding, not canceled, postponed because she had a high risk pregnancy. And
Right.
I looked at my husband and at the time, my boyfriend, and I was like, oh my God, I have a free weekend in June. This is incredible. What can we do? Let's go on vacation. He was like, why don't we get married? Well, sure. Okay, let's do that. So we just decided to randomly throw a party, send messages to our friends and ask if they were available, if they wanted to come by and have a barbecue. And we just very quickly got everything together because we own a farm. So at our farm, my AliExpress dress, luckily 2 of my closest friends were free to do photo and video. And I got incredible memories of that. So on the evening of Friday, we had the blessing, wedding number 2. And then we had the freak show circus wedding where the theme was wear that thing you've always wanted to wear in public and never had the guts to.
Oh,
Yeah, that people really took it to heart. We had Freddie Mercury made an appearance with his own Hoover and all. He was hoovering around our farm. We had a lot of people dress up and dress up. A lot of S&M people apparently really want to wear that, and they're not allowed in public, so they thought, why not?
Fair enough.
We had unicorns. We had so many weird stuff going on that I can't even. I just looked around, and my mom was getting me ready. Right, my mom was zipping my skirt, and she looked out and she said, "Oh my God, Freddie Mercury's there!" And she just left me alone. She went to have a drink with Freddie Mercury. Okay, she just ignored me completely. My mom, by the way, she wore a robe saying "Mother of the Bride," but not for my getting ready bit. For the whole thing. That was her outfit.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. Very nice. So yeah, that was wedding number 3. Then wedding number 4 was my Hindu wedding because I wanted the proper religious Hindu wedding where we flew my priestess from the UK, from Leicester, and we had a beautiful, very emotional celebration. Again, with the same people on the same spot, just 2 years later. And then we had the Gothic Disco vow renewal because up to this point we had never exchanged vows.
right.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, so I wrote his vows, he wrote my vows, and we just partied like crazy people and karaoke'd all night. And
Any ribs broken at that one?
no ribs broken. See, I if I stay at the party, I don't break anything.
You're only safe if you stay. That's
Yes.
a life lesson I'm
lesson
learning.
learned. And then we thought we were done, or we thought, but then we went to WPPI in Vegas, and we were like, well, when in Vegas, and we just got an Elvis, and got a few of our closest photographer friends. And we got a party bus and just rocked it in front of a sex shop.
Hell yeah.
And then
Sounds
went
awesome.
to kids pizza party club to have food.
That's a different vibe.
Yeah, someone had a lot of dancing with the big guy dressed as a bear, and that was not me.
Okay.
Yeah, well,
Cool.
yeah. I think
Yeah,
people had fun. I was barely there. I had too much Smirnoff Ice because the theme was 90s. So before the party bus actually started driving, we're adults. We don't drink often, so we just get drunk easily.
Yeah.
Wasn't my finest moment.
I mean, I get that. I feel like I'm a few beers nowadays. I'm just like, I'm hanging on for dear life.
Yes.
Honestly, it's terrible. Have you learned anything from all these experiences that you want to tell other people?
Yes.
Like, I mean, clients.
Yes. So I think I learned something different at every wedding. But mostly I will sum it up to people usually hate formals. And a lot of my photographer friends are like, oh, these are boring. And my couples are, oh, these are boring. And now I just pretty much force people to have formals.
You force them to have formals.
I force them. I'm like, guys, you will regret it if you don't, because I regret them. I regret not having them. My grandfather passed away shortly after my first 3 weddings, and that were all in the same week. My grandfather passed away, and I do not have a photo with just him, or just him and my mom, or just my mom and my brother. I don't have formal photos, It's fun to have like different moments of the day where we're all more relaxed, but the formal photos, they have this special magic where, everyone was connected there in that moment, that those 2 or 3 people. So just do the formals. Don't skip the formals. And also, don't invite people you don't want to. Really. I know people say this, but it's not said enough. Just really don't, because they will ruin your wedding, and you'll feel, I don't know, forced to make some people happy. And if you feel forced to make them happy, then they shouldn't be there. Also, do not make concessions. Okay. If someone tells you, well, this happened to me, I'm not sure if I should say, I will say it anyways. My dad asked me, well, is there any gay person going to the wedding? And half of my friends are gay. So hell yeah. Like, well, then it's either them or me. Okay. So I'll send you photos. But do not make concessions. Don't try to, make your parents happy instead of yourself or your friends. Just choose who your family really is very carefully and just have them around. And if need be, change your plans. Just adapt. If it was freaking hot at my third wedding, sorry, it was freaking hot and we could not get married at the time we wanted to. So we just adapted and moved it 2 hours later and just had a lot of beer before that. Just adapt. Don't stress out about timings. Just try to go with the flow and enjoy your day, because I think most people are so consumed with having the perfect day. You don't have to have one perfect day. You can have as many perfect days as you want. You don't have to get married just once. You can get married as many times as you want. Don't spend all of your money on one wedding, because why? Why are you spending all your money on one day? Just if you get your friends together and you get your people together and you enjoy yourself and you have a good photographer, and also don't skip on your wedding photographer, because honestly, a good wedding photographer will make a cheap event look like $1 million. Whereas a bad photographer will make a very, very expensive event look like shit. So just go the other way around. Have everything be cheap except your wedding photographer and your wedding videographer. And also, do not have video.
Oh, yes.
Okay? Just do not have video. Because I used to think, oh, when am I going to look at the video? Honestly, I've seen my video so many times. All of the videos. I just keep watching the videos. I love that my video is 9 minutes long. Because if it was 20 minutes or half an hour, it'd be like, I would never watch it probably, or not as many times, but it's 9 minutes. So when people want to know like, oh, how was your crazy freak show wedding? Let me show you. And they get the whole vibe. It's amazing. So,
I love that. That's one thing I've not considered. Well, I mean, I have considered it. So we used to make films that were like 15 to 20 minutes. And I thought, oh, well, it's like shortened, but it's enough for me to explore certain emotions and have it go on a ride. But then, I have thought about that. Like when you get friends over, you're forced them to sit down for 20 minutes.
Yeah, that's a lot.
So now it's like 6 to 10 minutes, I think, is our film length moving forward. But yeah, it's because for me, my instinct would be to offer more, but more isn't always
More.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So interesting. I'll give that some thought.
But I'm still fighting my clients on this. Everyone still wants the 15 to 20 minutes because that's what everyone offers. And they're like, oh, why are you only offering me 10 minutes? It's like, because that's what you want. You just don't know it yet. But that is something I've learned as in the industry, getting married a gazillion times. If I had to go through 20-minute video of every one of my weddings, seriously, like, good God, no. But a 9-minute video, I'll be at the bar. Someone wants to know how it was. I'll just show them. Do you have 9 minutes? Yeah, good. Enjoy.
Cool.
So that's pretty much the thing. That's something I've learned, and I think it's very precious. Don't not have video, because photos are incredible and amazing. And obviously, I'm a wedding photographer, so I think they are very important. Yeah. But video just gives you something different, right? You can't put the video on your wall. I mean, you can if you have like a TV just to put the video. Oh, well,
I was going to say a TV's going on the wall. Whoa, what are we talking about here? You mean like constantly displayed?
It's not like a permanent thing that, at least unless you're very rich and want to have a TV connected the whole time just to
that would be a bit extra, wouldn't it?
Yeah. I mean, you can get these digital photo frames, but I don't know if they do video. Do they?
Well, I do have some right in front of me. So yeah.
Oh, you do? Oh, okay. Well, there you go. So you could play your video. Get your video on there. Show everyone. No, I'm just kidding.
Everyone has already seen it.
I've not seen it, pal. I've not seen it.
Okay, I'll send it to you after. So videos are important. You don't have to spend a lot of money to have the perfect day. Just take time to enjoy yourself. Don't cut the party off. The party is the best time. It's the best party you'll ever have. Okay, even if you spend a lot of money to go to Burning Man, your wedding will be the best party you ever have, because it's just the people you love around you. It's no other people. So, and it's the music you like. Also, do get a DJ. Don't just get a playlist. Get a DJ and tell them what you want and what you don't want, and get a good one. But also, you don't have to have sushi and shellfish and whatever makes it extra expensive, because at the end of the day, people will be happy with pizza.
Yeah, just not McDonald's.
Yeah. Why not? They can be happy with McDonald's. I mean,
was it not in your blog that you said you've never eaten a McDonald's burger?
Never. No.
What's going on there?
So I just
you might be the only person who's never eaten a McDonald's.
No, I've eaten at McDonald's. Okay, fries.
Okay.
Never had a burger. Never had a fast food burger.
Wait. You've never had a fast food burger?
No.
Oh.
Yeah, no McDonald's, no Burger King, no.
Is Five Guys fast food?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Why? No. Why have you missed out on this joyous part of...
I eat so much shit, okay? Like, so much. Okay. So much shit that if I've lasted almost 40 years without eating that shit, I'm not eating that shit now. I went to my the last thing I say in my life was, I never had McDonald's burger. Yeah, that's going to be like my famous last thing.
Yeah, it's going to be written on your tombstone.
Yeah, she never had a fast food burger.
You once said to me that you'd never had a McDonald's burger.
No, I didn't say I'd I said it'd been years since I had one.
Okay, fine. I'll let you off. But then you met Claire, and did you live around a McDonald's? I can't remember.
Yeah, we stayed near one, so we got the breakfast fairly regular.
And then suddenly you were getting the breakfast, the coffees, you had the app. My God, I was like, that was a turnaround.
Hey, I'm Ashley from With Jack. I'm one of the sponsors of the Perspective podcast. With Jack helps to keep photographers in business by supporting them financially and legally if they have problems with a client or they make a mistake in their work. We've all had that fear of our CF card or our hard drive failing and losing important photos. You can find out more at withjack.co.uk. Head over there and find out how we can help you be a confident creative.
Let's talk about wedding bookings. Because, like you mentioned that you're quite selective on the couples that you work with. So, and you've also, like Simon mentioned, you're not good at social media.
Yes.
I did not mention that.
You said
That was Anna's words.
Okay.
Anna's.
So how many bookings do you aim for in a year? Like, do you have a number that's like, I want to hit that number?
Yes, usually it would be 20. Now I've gone down to 10. Sometimes no. All the times I go up to 15.
Yeah.
Okay.
But my ideal is 10.
And just so people kind of understand what sort of bookings those are, like, can you run us through where they are, what sort of clients you tend to get, or not even what kind of clients, because that maybe their budget, if that kind of makes sense.
So I don't pricing. Pricing is very important. Something that should be discussed in the industry more often. Okay.
Agreed.
Pricing wise, I'm not super high, not low, but I'm in that a little uncomfortable middle. Okay. So
And
what I want is
Can
because
you put a number on that middle? Because people around the world.
it really depends on the country.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It really depends on the country. I would say for Portugal, the average is 1.5K. I charge 2.5K minimum. There are people who charge 4 or 5. There are people who charge 500. So I charge 2.5 minimum just for photo, just for me. I do not have hour limits because I'm not going to leave your wedding to go to another wedding.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I'm also not going to force you to rush your wedding because I'm only there until X time. And I'm also not going to be like, you know what, your party's too good, so you're paying me to stay over. No, I'm just staying for as long as I want until I feel like my job is done. And then I put my camera down and I am staying again because I love those people. I barely shoot in Portugal, to be honest. I shoot all over the world. I shoot wherever I'm asked to go and that I'm convinced by the couple to go. My marketing is making people happy. If my clients are happy, they will refer me to other clients, to all of their friends, who will refer me to their friends and to their friends and to their friends. And my quotes emails usually start like, I've seen your work at, and I want you to be my photographer. Just tell me a number. And I don't have to argue pricing with my clients. I just tell them a price and they're like, okay, I'm sold, because they already know that they want me before they get in touch. I do get the occasional, hi, I was browsing the web and I saw your website. How much? But it's not that often. And also, when people contact me, I do have a very weird, strict form.
A strict form. Ooh, I'm intrigued, Anna.
Yeah, so I send a form asking them how they met, what their name is, why are they getting married where they are, if it's destination wedding or if they're back home, if they have dogs, because, you know, dog people are the best. And also, if they are pro-Trump, if they believe in gay marriage, if they believe in in women's rights, and a lot of other uncomfortable questions. And I'm like, if you take any of the above that you don't agree with, please find another photographer.
Amazing. Cool.
Because I'm not spending my energy. I don't write this that I'm not spending my energy with you guys, but the fact is, if our mentalities do not align, I do not want to shoot their wedding.
Yeah.
I've done that in the past. I've regretted it every time. If I hear a comment that I don't want at a wedding, I get very uncomfortable. I am a big activist for rights, for every rights, for people having rights. And I'm a brown woman, bisexual, and owner of my own business. So I definitely do not want to work with someone who thinks I should be white, stay at home, and only date men. So despite, yes, I'm married to a man, still bisexual. But so I do not want to spend my time with people who are not aligned with me.
Yeah.
And so
So my thought went back to a podcast that we did with Andrew Kia, and he had a kind of a different approach. I think we didn't really get into it actually too much, but his view was he doesn't put any of that kind of stuff into his business. And I know a lot of other people think that way as well. I am more along your line of thinking, if I'm honest. Where I don't think there should be a line with business and social commentary and displaying your beliefs or supporting those minorities and human rights and all that kind of stuff. I don't think there should be a boundary in business, because especially in this kind of business where it's a service-based business and we are the represent. Like, I know it's a brand, but it's us. It's us. We're humans doing the work.
Yeah.
And personally, I do think that we should put our thoughts and beliefs out there. But obviously, when I was going through your website, I didn't. It's not that I didn't get that kind of vibe here, but it's interesting that you said that you're so, like, when you give that form out, it's so obvious at that point. Would you like it?
If you do go on my Instagram, it will be more obvious. My website is really, really, really bad.
See, thank you for saying that. Not that I think it's bad, right? But I'm trying to like word it in a way that's like not.
No, but it's bad.
Your website's not bad, right? I don't think it's bad, but there was, for me, there's things that were slightly missing, and that one was missing for me.
Yeah.
But it's in your form so much. But obviously, I have been on your Instagram, but with everyone's advice for business being like, you should focus on your website because that's the one that you own. Don't rely on other platforms. It was interesting to hear what you just said there and not feel like I saw it on your website. But so obviously, I don't know where I'm trying to go with this. Is that something that you're going to try and put into your website more? Or
yes. I need to have time and focus on rebuilding my website and just making it more obvious. But also, so far, I think people who are against gay weddings, they will see gay weddings on my website, like right on the first page.
Yes.
They are against some of the things I mentioned. They will see something again. They will not want to work with me because that is very obvious. And yeah, my Instagram is a bit more. It's not up to date at all. So I did like 4 posts last year.
Okay.
Yeah, amazing. Go, Anna. One of them was actually saying, I'm going to post more this year.
Yeah.
I did not. I have like 19 posts since April 2020. So I'm that good.
But I know there's some listeners going to be thinking, like, how is she booking these weddings?
Exactly.
If her website is a little bit bare, like we've spoken about, you're not on social media that much. Like, how are you doing this? How are you able to run a business? And I mean, I know you said that you like to make people happy, but like, it seems to be I don't know. I know people out there will be listening going, I still don't understand how she does this.
Exactly.
Like, what's going on here?
So what's going
help
on?
these people out.
Yeah. Okay. So what's going on? It's really just word of mouth. It's my biggest ally. The friend of the friend, and the friend of the bride, and the friend of the groom. Those are the ones that hire me. So I end up just going to different places because people like destination weddings, or going to the same places because they want to get married at home, and shooting like the sister of a wedding of a bride, and just making a whole family. I'm the family photographer, and I shoot the sister, and then the brother, and then if the parents get remarried or have their 50th anniversary or something. So I just word of mouth. It's word of mouth solely. It's and because it's so far that has been enough to sustain my business. I haven't really put any effort that I should. I know I should up my following and I should this and that, but honestly, I dream of the day where Instagram is gone. When I wake up one day and Instagram is just disappeared, and we don't have to worry about that anymore, and we have to go back to the old marketing techniques, aka word of mouth, making people happy, being a good professional.
Yeah. So is there any like particular things that you're doing to encourage that word of mouth other than just being a good person and being a nice, like a friend on the day? Is there anything else that's like the secret sauce there?
I don't think so. I think so I can tell you that at my wedding, of 50 people, I would say like 15 to 20 were previous clients.
Yeah.
So I get very close with my clients to the point where they actually become my friends, because in this industry, how will you make friends if you work alone? Like, I need to make friends with the people I'm meeting, right? So I need more friends. Everyone needs more friends. So I love my friends, the ones I already have. It's nothing against them, but more friends is better, right? So actually, my bridesmaid on one of the weddings, the Indo wedding, was a previous client of mine that is now one of my best friends. So that's, I get that close to people, so they want to recommend me to their friends, and I don't do it so that they recommend me, by the way. Okay.
Yeah.
But it does create this connection. And also when people see my work, they're so happy. They tell their friends that they're so happy. And during the wedding, the way I act is so natural. And I'm not one of those photographers. I know I'm going against everything that everyone says. It's like, keep business hours. I don't. If someone texts me at 2 a.m., like I'm having a freak out and I'm awake, I'm replying to them. They all have my WhatsApp number. If they want to change their date and I'm free, I will just change their date. It's fine. If they need help deciding on what shoes to wear, I will give them my best advice. If at the day they're not eating because people won't leave them alone, I will just go there bossy and be like, guys, they need to eat. And if they still can eat, I will grab a plate myself and I will get them food. Okay? And I'll be like, what do you want to drink? I will just try to be for them what I would want someone to be for me.
Yeah.
And I shoot a lot of weddings abroad, right? And they're not destination weddings. They're just weddings abroad. So I have these moments where I'm, okay, you're hiring me to shoot your wedding at your backyard. Do you have an extra room? Why would you want an extra room? Don't you want to be in a fancy hotel? No, I really don't. I want to be the one taking photos of you guys making breakfast in your underwear and then trying to get your shoes off completely drunk when you get home after the wedding. I want to, do you have a dog? Okay, you get a discount. Do you have a dog that will sleep with me in the same bed? Another discount. Do you have extra dogs? Like,
Yeah.
I try to be as much me as I can and just enjoy the work that I'm doing, because if I don't enjoy it, I don't want to get that money, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that is what the secret sauce is, I guess. Like, if someone going into it thinking, oh, I want them to refer me to someone else, it'll come across a bit phony. Whereas if you're going in and you're being genuine, you're being nice because that's just what you're like.
Yeah.
And it comes across very natural.
Yeah. And then I have a lot of weddings that are 3-4 days. And I had this, for example, I'll give you 2 examples. I had a wedding in the US where me and the bride, we went thrift shopping the day I arrived, and then she made s'mores. And at the thrift shop, we found $8 dresses, wedding dresses. Okay. So we wore our wedding dresses and we sat on the couch eating s'mores, and then the groom arrives. And she's like, oh, by the way, our wedding photographer arrived. He's like, what's going on? And just the 2 of us in the couch watching a show and eating s'mores in wedding dresses, because why not? And we still talk like every week. I love her to death. Another wedding that was on the same year, by the way, in Canada, 4-day wedding. They were staying with their friends in a haunted mansion. And one of the days at 3:00 in the morning, someone says, let's play hide and seek. Like, yeah, I'm not going to, everything's in the dark, right? So I can't really take photos of this. So I'm going to hide. And I just joined the fun. I just joined the party. I was there as a friend. No one really, at some point, people in the family, they did not understand who I was. They thought I was a friend that had a camera. Mm-hmm. They did not realize I was the photographer, the official photographer. They thought, well, they didn't have an official photographer.
Yeah.
Because I was just there the whole time, just talking to them, laughing with their friends, and just enjoying myself. And it was the coolest wedding ever. And again, I still talk to her every week. I love them. Her mom keeps asking about me. I really connect with people. And I think that is my strong suit. And that is what's been keeping my business running, because I'm obviously very flawed at marketing my brand, because I do not have a brand. I'm me, people get me. I know a lot of people want like fancy destination weddings where the ideal client is not them, and that is all valid. Okay, but that's not my approach. My approach is go all out or don't go at all. And all out, all in, all. Just go all.
Just go all.
Or don't go at all, because that's my approach, and that's what works for me. So I don't market. I'm myself, and that's been working.
It's kind of refreshing hearing this, because I think for a good while, it's been the focus of kind of like what you said, like make sure you've got business hours, make sure that you're like a professional, or that you have these boundaries with your clients, or
grow your followers.
It's about the numbers. I mean, people don't actually say that, but I think we all kind of agree that when you get past a certain number of followers, it's like, oh, now you're more of a professional.
Yeah.
You've only got 2,000 followers. You're not quite professional enough yet. You need to be up. You need to be at least 3,500. I'm saying that because
I'm not even 10K followers. Not even 10K followers. And I am still booked out solid for this year, for next year. I have 2 spots left, and I know it. So I always overbook, and you know, I have a good business. I make good money. I'm surrounded by people I love, and I only do what I want, which is very refreshing. So I don't think, I think all approaches are valid, obviously, but I don't think we all need to have the same approach. And at this moment, the market is all about how to stand out, how to grow your following and just how to market yourself. And that is completely valid. I no shade to anyone. It's not my style. And it's not me at all, unfortunately, because I would love, my ego would be very happy to have like 10K followers.
Sure. Yeah. I think mine would be the same as well.
Yeah. But well, my ego has to be put on the background, because to do that, I would actually have to post, and I don't.
Yeah. It's funny because there's always, I don't know if I probably have spoken about this in the podcast, but there's always that balance for me about, like, when I think about when I've been buzzing after a wedding, it's usually when I've been with a couple who have just been so themselves.
Yeah.
It's allowed my geekiness to come out, which I tend to tamper down for most people.
No, don't tamper down your geekiness. Come on. I had a bride tell me on the wedding day when she was getting the makeup done that she loved Star Wars. Oh, this is the same bride that later became my bridesmaid. So she said, I love Star Wars. So on the way to, and this was in my hometown, luckily. So on the way to the wedding, I just made a quick detour in front of my house, and I told my husband, please come out and bring me my lightsabers. Because I have lightsabers, obviously.
Yeah.
Oh, me too.
So he got me the lightsabers in the car. And in the evening, I was just like, guys, look what I have. And I took a lot of photos of playing with the lightsabers. Never damper your geekiness. If they vibe with it, good. If they don't, it's good anyway, because it's who you are.
Okay. Cool. I mean, but there is that. But at the same time, it's like, well, we're a business, and like, it's good to shoot at Glen Eagles because it's better for the books.
Well, I still have to do my taxes, so I am technically a business, but I'm also a person, and I like to consider myself a person first and a business second.
Yeah.
And not to say that Glen Eagles couples are bad. That's not what I meant there. Just, yeah. Has this approach always been how you've approached every wedding, like even from the very beginning? Or
of course not. No, I've been doing this for 16 years.
Okay.
So I had to work with a lot of people I don't like. I had to try to market. I had business cards. I had, I even built a website. So as bad as it is, but no, definitely not. I think there was this turning point right after COVID where I got to a wedding, right? And it's me, the brown boss, and my very gay second shooter, and my black videographer. And I realized we're at a fascist's wedding.
Oh, fuck.
And I was like, oh, guys, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I can't believe I got us here. I'm so sorry. And I was so uncomfortable throughout the whole thing. And I was just hoping we got out of there without being sacrificed or something. No, really, it was incredible. Okay. It was, even the names of the tables were related to fascism. And it was so obvious that those were not the kind of people. So the bride was a sweetheart, and she was obviously very open-minded, and she was the one that hired me.
Right.
Because she saw a friend's wedding and she loved the photos. And that's why I need to make my website more obvious, right? But now I have the form. I as soon as we left, I messaged everyone, guys, are you okay? Are you all in the car? Are you okay? Did you make it to the car okay? No one follow you? And all the way home, I was like, yeah, I need to revise my strategy, and I need to set clear boundaries, because I'm not, any money in the world won't make me do this again, ever. So I just got home, created a form, and just decided to approach things differently.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
I feel with the form that you've got now, surely when someone gets to the point of filling that form in, like they've been on your Instagram, been on your website, maybe not gathered some viewpoints, but when they get those questions in the form, surely if they don't align with you, do they just not send the form? Or do you get a lot of responses that
I get a lot of very negative responses.
Really? I thought people would just see that and go, oh, I obviously don't suit them, and they would bounce off.
No. People just send me emails saying I am, discriminating, and I should be more open and accept everyone. And I do. I accept everyone that accepts everyone.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's a weird comment coming from that sort of person.
Yeah, but it does happen, it's the not all men again, okay? Not all men, but some men, and not all people, but some people. And even sometimes I get emails from people who do align with that, but they don't like that I have that on the forum. And they're like, I don't understand why you asked that. I feel uncomfortable now working with you. Then that really means that you really don't align with it. Because if you understood where I'm coming from, you would be okay and actually happy to feel that and be like, yay, this is the kind of photographer I want to work with.
Yeah. It's like that saying that you just said, not all men. It's like, okay, it's not all men except for the men who have the problem with that saying.
Yeah.
It's you. If you're listening to this and you're thinking, but it's not all men, it's you, pal. You just need to go and read a couple of books. It's fine. If you just learn some more, you'll be all right. You'll be a nice guy, hopefully, eventually. But you need to learn.
Yes.
But yeah. Anyway, let's talk about how and what you do your job with, because I think maybe a couple of times we've not even asked about kit, but it's something that's interested me, mainly because we've just bought some kit because we're trying to do a hybrid thing. We're trying to create a new brand, and we're trying to do some photographs. So I like talking about kit and the limitations and the choices that people go for. So, start off, what's in your gear bag? What do you take to a wedding? Especially interesting because you said how did you word it? You do destinations, but not destinations, not destination weddings. Like you go to places, but they're not destination weddings.
Yes.
So
I go to
traveling,
wherever I live.
Yes. Your kit and your mindset with approaching those kind of weddings.
Yeah.
And if your gear changes.
It doesn't change. My gear is always the same. I have 2 Fuji cameras, X-T5s, not GFX or anything, because I know I change cameras way too often to actually have that kind of equipment. And then I always travel with 3 cameras just to have a backup.
Sure.
And I have a zoom lens on one camera and then a fixed lens on the other, 35 millimeters. And that's it. And that's all I work with.
Okay. No. I mean, what's the zoom? Is that 24-70?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So nothing further than a 70?
No. Oh, I have a 24-105, but I do not use it.
Yeah. Okay.
It's big.
Fair enough.
It's heavy, and I don't want it.
Yeah.
Usually, even the 1855. Sometimes I use that one.
1855. I'm not familiar with this lens. Is that 1.8? No, it's not.
No. It's
be a
3.5.
Oh, okay, cool.
It's mostly for landscape during the day, and close-ups during the ceremony, where there's light.
Yeah.
In the evening, I only use the 35 millimeters.
Mm-hmm. And do you flash as well? Do you have any flash equipment or lighting or? I obviously, and we haven't even spoken about this, but you don't just do photographs. You offer the video and you offer sketches as well.
Yes,
which is interesting. I was like, oh, okay, I haven't seen this many times before. Sketches, that's cool.
Yeah, I work with 2 very, very, very cool sketch artists that either travel with me or mostly when it's a destination, they're not available because they have a life. And it would be very expensive to fly them. They just go through the videos and photos and create sketches.
Cool.
Okay.
And we send them to the couple, which is very, very nice.
Right.
Yeah. In terms of the video side of things, is that like people you bring along with you, or do you try and hybrid shoot?
No, I don't hybrid shoot
You don't
at
hybrid
all.
shoot? Okay.
No.
Yeah.
My husband's a videographer. I also have a lot of videographer teams that I work with and that I love working with. I do like to choose the videographer for each wedding according to the couple.
Yeah.
Because I think some couples want a more cinematic vibe. Some couples want a more rough analog vibe. Some couples just don't care and go with whatever I tell them. Well, they all go with whatever I tell them, but I like to choose based on what kind of vibe I think the couple will relate to the most.
Yeah.
And so yeah, that's pretty much it. I don't give them the option of choosing. I just contact the videography team or my husband that I think aligns better with what they would want to make them happy. They usually have like fixed lights and stuff, but I don't use any lights because I love the challenge, to be honest. I love
Okay.
the challenge. If it's a dark room and the room is very dark, that's what they chose for their wedding. So that's what I want to work with. I'm not in the business of creating something that what was there, you know?
Yeah.
So I just want to do show exactly what they had.
Yeah. So
If it's really dark, I'll just give them a bunch of black photos. It's like, guys, this was literally what we saw at your wedding. Nothing.
Yeah. That is really interesting. Okay. So you don't flash at all?
No.
Is that, excuse me if this is offensive, it may be, is that because you don't know how to flash?
No, I do know how to flash.
Okay.
I have a very nice new light because I love playing with lights. Yeah. So I have like this hobo light, and the Iris kit is very cute and very nice, and I just have it here with cool stuff.
Is that that's a constant light, is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
No flash, because I don't want people to know where I am.
Right.
And if I have a flash, they know where I am.
Like Batman.
Yeah.
You're dark. You're in the darkness.
Sorry, I want to just go around and just go unnoticed and just grab my camera with one hand because it's small, and I'm just partying and dancing and taking some photos, and they're like, yeah, this photographer sucks. She's not taking one single photo of the dance floor. And then they're like, oh, wait, this is actually cool.
Yeah.
That actually makes a lot of sense when I look at your dance floor photographs. But I've picked one as well, so we'll talk about that later. But so you've talked about your kind of approach in general for the day, like you like to make people happy and you be very useful on the day. It sounds like. How does your approach to shooting and your style of shooting in terms of the whole day then? Like, are you person first, photographer second? And because the only reason I asked that is because when we were on a call with a couple just recently, I was very adamant to say, like, you're gonna get a great film, but when I show up, I am going to be that very helpful person. That's that it, like if the groom is wearing a kilt and he's never had a kilt on before, I'm going to show him how to do up his laces, or I'm going to show him how to put up his kilt. I'm going to be very useful, and I'm going to make my whole being there as useful and experience driven when I'm there. But you'll get a great film, no doubt. But and I was very clear with the couple, and I think I don't think I've ever been as clear as that on a call, but it felt right to me. So I think going forward, I'll be like that. Is that kind of how you are on a day?
So you can see on my website, I actually say that I coordinate the day. Mm-hmm. I am. Let's put it this way: I'm the boss bitch.
You are the boss bitch. Okay.
So my mom was actually a guest at a wedding I was shooting at, and she heard some comments of guests saying, "I never heard a photographer boss people around so much."
Okay.
Okay.
But I'm impressed. because I only boss people around to make the couple's day more comfortable. So I only boss the guests around.
Okay.
Like when they're leaving the church, everyone make way for them. Don't throw yourselves at them. And at the end, they're coming to the front. We're going to take the group shot before you start kissing. Because if you start kissing them, then people are going to leave and then we don't have a group shot. Okay, so let's just do this properly. And don't stand in front of me because I will hate you forever. And then you don't get cake or free drinks. And everyone wants cake and free drinks. So I just boss people around a lot. Yes, I am couple first, photographer second, guest third.
Yeah.
But also, you never got married. I have 6 times, and I also have shot over 500 or 600 weddings. I think 600 at this point. 600? So I kind of know how it goes. So whatever I can do to help, I know how to tie a tie. I know how to get the buttons on faster. I can help with anything you need on the day. I usually like to go to the bathroom with the bride when she goes to the bathroom with her friends to lift up her dress. I always have a photo of the bride, just little head, gigantic dress, friends holding it, because it's part of the thing. But and then I go and I tell them, okay, just hold the dress like this. It's easier for her. And they're like, oh, I never thought of that. Cool. So I'm there just to help. Also to coordinate and to say, okay, now you need to do this, you need to do that. And I go over the schedule with them before the wedding, like really go over the schedule. And if they have a planner, which I mostly pray to God they don't.
Don't? Oh, interesting.
Don't, because planners usually do not think about the timings we need for photos. If they have a planner, I need to get on a call with the planner as soon as I know that she exists, and to try to make stuff flow as easily for me as they do for her. I do not want to overstep, but I do not want my clients to be to have a less than good experience. It's their wedding, and most people only get married once.
Most people.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, that's interesting. I feel like, at Thrive, I feel like there's a lot of focus on like what we can do for planners and creating the content for planners and making sure that relationship is built, which is another thing that's interesting about what you're saying. Because, obviously, well, are you nurturing relationships with any planners, or are you just like had too many bad experiences? When I have great experiences with planners, yes, I do nurture that relationship. I always send the photos to the planners. I always try to help them out as best as I can. But there are some planners I definitely do not want to work with again, obviously. And unfortunately, most planners are not photography oriented. They just think about what they think about. I don't know, not the couple, not the photographer. Even the couple gets a bit stressed with their schedules. I do a lot of wedding planning as well, because with my experience, most people hire me and then they're like, okay, I need a planner. Can you help me? And I do their wedding planning, especially Indian weddings, because in Portugal, let's be completely honest, there are no Indian wedding planners. So if someone says, I want this for the barat, they're like, okay, what's the barat? It's where the dole players are. What's a dole? Okay. So I had this couple that went through 3 different wedding planners. And at the end, they're like, Anna, I know you're our photographer, but can you please plan our wedding? It's like, yeah, let's do it in a week. It's done. And I do plan a lot of weddings. That's something I've been getting into a lot. Okay. Is that under is that under your name brand? Is that on your
website?
Yeah,
I don't put it a name, but yeah, it's under me. People just pay me a bit extra, and I just, not just a bit, they pay me extra, and I plan their wedding, which honestly, it's amazing because I get to actually hear what they want and make it happen and have full control of how the day is going to be. And they get to enjoy it more because they're not stressing about schedules or anything because I'm there. It's fine. We'll make it work. If it's late, it's late. You still have your wedding day to go through. We're all good. Just as long as you're happy. I also don't take the couple away for an hour to take photos or half an hour. I just take their photos in 5 to 10 minutes. So
Yeah, great.
Great. I really don't want them to spend time just not enjoying the day that they're paying for.
Yeah. I mean, again, it's I always remember. What was that? I always remember. What was that again? That I taking a couple away, and I remember their words when they said this because I thought it was interesting. Because in my head, I like we go along with the photographer, and we try and be as quick as I want to be as quick as I can to get stuff. But sometimes we work with photographers who do take a long time. But I do remember a couple saying, "Oh, thank you so much for taking us away from our family."
Yeah, sometimes they just need to get away for a breather.
Yes, but then they need to get away for themselves.
Yeah.
I do tell them, and when I'm coordinating with them, guys, do you think you'll be okay? Like, you have over 100 guests. Don't you think you should take like half an hour just for yourselves and just take a breather while between the cocktail, while people get inside the room? We take your photos and then you just go away for a little bit, and then we call you when it's time for you to enter the room, and you just get a little bit of time for yourselves. They always enjoy that, but they want to be by themselves, not with me.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm fun and all, but
would you? So I'm trying to remember what we did. It was definitely a shoot, and it was definitely longer. It was like 45 minutes. I'm pretty sure. And but we had taken it was more of an adventure. We had taken a golf cart. I think it was Fask. Do you remember? You might not.
I think I was there.
Maybe you weren't there. Maybe it was a double wedding.
But what do you do in 45 minutes? I mean, not even my pre-wedding shoots are 45 minutes, or my family shoots, or any shoots I have.
It took about 10 minutes to get down to where they wanted to shoot into the fields.
Okay.
Because we had to get the golf car, and that was a little bit of a faff, and we had to be careful because the groom had been drinking. So, that sort of thing. But so we had to be delicate that way. But we got down there, but it was very much like when they said that, they were thankful for the time and space. We kind of just found a nice spot for them, and they just went there, and we kind of backed off for a little bit. It was still part of the shoot, but it was just giving them extra space for them to just sit down in the grass with their bottle of champagne and just relax a bit. And
the groom had already been drinking, and you gave him champagne?
Yeah. He was fine. I mean, this was his choice. I'm not here to police anybody.
I am. I want him to be okay until the first dance. After the first dance, he can do whatever he wants. But until the first dance, dude, just get yourself together.
He had one drink. He wasn't drunk, but I was very aware that he had one drink. But
in terms of your wedding planning, is that only for couples that you're photographing at the moment?
No.
Or is that something
if
that
I
you
was
offer?
hired to plan someone else's wedding, and someone's wedding that I wouldn't be photographing, I would be fine with it. Never happened, but I would be completely okay with that.
Yeah. Is that something that you're going to try and push into in the next few years?
If someone refers me as their planner, and yes, if I'm going to market it, probably not.
Okay. Who would you recommend to a couple for photographs? If not,
it really depends on their style. But if they wanted something out there in Portugal, I would say Rita Rocha. Always, I adore her. She was one of my photographers. For the UK, I would say Chris Denner. I'm obviously very biased. I adore him. He was my photographer in Vegas along with Ferwaristi. Yeah, if you're in Mexico, fair, obviously, or anywhere else in the world. I mean, fair is always fair. So, I don't know. I also love Rocio Vega.
Yeah.
I love her work.
She's
There's
like
so
the
many
Flash
people.
She's the
Martina,
Flash Queen, though. She's the Queen of Flashes.
but she's amazing.
Yeah.
It's just her energy, her vibe is just,
Yeah, she's
and
great.
Chris also works a lot with light. I don't need, I mean, if I'm recommending someone, it really depends on the person's vibe, you know? And
Yeah.
some people like flash and some people want that kind of thing. And I think there needs to be a space for everyone. So if they want flash, Rocio, if they want like crazy lighting, Chris, definitely. He uses a lot of crazy lighting. So it really depends on what the person wants. And I'm not opposed to even having my photos taken with flash. I don't like it because I want to challenge and I want to be as documentary as I can without making people look ugly. I mean, documentary up to a certain point.
We're going to interrupt this podcast to bring you an advertisement for PickTime. Our buddies at PickTime, we love PickTime. If you want to elevate your business, PickTime's maybe the way to do it.
It's an online gallery delivery service.
It's a really good looking one, which is initially how we got into the service. It just looks better than all the other kind of platforms that we personally use.
Yeah, and we've over time got to know the owners, got to know the people behind it. Lovely people, great support system there as well.
There's just so many tools at your fingertips with PickTime, but the marketing and the blogs and the slideshow features.
Yeah, there's so much more than just a gallery delivery service. You've got all those things that Simon was talking about. You can create your own blog from it. You can create slideshows. One new feature that I really love is the vendor network. It's where you can use AI to curate a gallery for a specific supplier. So you could use AI to gather all the photos of the flowers and send them to the florist, and they would have that gallery specific just for them.
It's kind of a mind-blowing feature.
Yeah.
And we might as well be taking advantage of AI before the uprising and it starts taking advantage of us. So let's just all bear that in mind.
Yeah, and not to mention the built-in store, and that way you can just make more money while also having a nice, aesthetically pretty gallery.
Yeah. And if you want to sign up today, you can get a free month if you use Perspective at checkout.
Yeah.
So if you want to test it out for free for a month, go for it.
Take your business to the next level with PickTime.
I'm intrigued what your thoughts on like trends are then.
Don't do this to me.
What? Doesn't do anything. All right. Okay.
Okay. You want to know what I think about blurry photos and that kind of thing? Well, I spent way too many years trying to perfect my focus.
Okay.
I think if people are moving, blur is okay. Motion blur is fine. If the stationary is just there, why are we making blurry photos? Is it running away?
It could be.
Well, if it is, then fine. If it's not, if it's just standing there waiting for me to shoot it, then yeah, that's what I'm going to do. But again, room and space for everyone, not judging. I mean, I wouldn't want my photos to be like that. But, and my ideal client is me. So
Yeah.
I don't do it. I do have motion photos if they are running very fast and my focus doesn't work. It does happen. I don't love it. I only use it if I don't have anything focused.
Yeah.
And I usually put it in black and white so it looks artsy.
Of course. Of course. Who doesn't? Chuck on a few load of grain. Just a few bits of grain in there. Yeah. Black and white. Grain. There you go. It's art, baby. It's art.
Of course.
Okay.
So what about, we've talked about like how you work with your couples, how you shoot the wedding, but what about like the back end of the business? You obviously talked about being an ambassador for a lot of brands. What sort of software and stuff are you using to streamline that side of the business?
Well, obviously I use Imagine. So a few years back, I had burnout. I shot 42 weddings in a year. I know a lot of people shoot more than that, but for me, that was way too much because I travel for almost all of my weddings, and I travel like for a day and on an airplane with my bags and away from my family. So I had burnout, and I decided that, you know, Bershka, the store, Bershka for teenagers. No? Okay.
No.
So imagine like Sara,
Right.
Okay.
but only for teenagers. Okay. So everything is very tiny. So I wanted to go work at Bershka, folding t-shirts, teeny tiny t-shirts, because teeny tiny are easier to fold, right? Sure. So that's what I wanted to do for my life, because I was done with editing and spending all of my time away from my family, my dogs, my life in general. And a friend of mine, actually, Rita, she told me about Imagine. She said, Anna, you need to try this. And I was like, yeah, no, AI is going to do what I do. And this was like, Imagine was, I don't know, 6 months old or something.
Right.
Okay.
Not even a year. And she was like, no, Anna, really. And you also need to deliver the weddings you shot this year. So you need to find a way to make this happen. So just try it. And I tried it. And I was freaking blown away. Okay. It was the best thing I've ever seen. And it was at the beginning. So it wasn't even now. Now it's ridiculously good. But at the time, it was so good for me that I finished all of my editing. This was October. So November, I had all of my editing done. And I emailed them and said, you know what, guys, you saved my life. You saved my career. I'm going to keep on being a photographer because of you. So if you need any help in Portuguese, Spanish, French, Italian, whatever languages I speak, let me know. I'm happy to help. The world needs to know about you. You are awesome. And shortly after, I got hired. And I've been at Imagine for 3 years now. Imagine is 4 years old, barely. So I've been at Imagine for a long time. I grew in Imagine. I adore Imagine more than anything else. I think the company is great. People are great. I would never see myself working for a company, to be honest. But this one is just beyond anything anyone can hope for. You see all those things about how Google is so awesome. They obviously have never seen how working at Imagine is. People are just great. The community is great, and everything is great. And I get to work with the ambassadors and get to meet a lot of very cool photographers, and that is so cool. And I just get to talk to people about how their lives can be better. And I do that for a living, other than making people's lives happier. So happier and better. That's what I do.
Yeah.
Very cool. I would love to say that we use Imagine, but they
Maybe
don't
soon.
have any video features.
They do soon.
I mean, they do
Oh,
soon, but
wait,
what's it going to
wait.
be? What's it going to be?
My dears, I'm sorry. They did release video features 2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago.
Is it out of beta yet?
No, so it's completely
still-
free and you can try it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So what does it do? Tell me.
For now,
Make
it
my
does
life
color
better.
grading. It does color grading.
Oh, I hate color
And
grading.
I usually color grade my husband's videos. So I think it was like 3 days ago, he finished the video and I was like, you know what? I'm going to put it through Imagine. And I was like, yes, oh my God, done. It's so good, you guys. It's like, and it's a brand new thing. So imagine what it will be like at the end of the year. I'm hoping it will do a lot of things, but we can discuss this right after the podcast. I think you guys need to really try it and talk about this soon.
Okay. I mean, we are, like I said, we're in the middle of creating a new brand for shooting hybrid. And one of the things that we still need to consider is the look and vibe of said photos and said video. Because Cinemate is just video and it's got its own unique identity. We're trying to go in a very different direction. So that might be of interest. So
Yeah.
cool. Look forward to
Has using AI or any other software that you use, does it change the way you shoot? Like, is there anything changed in that way, or has it just helped you with your balance of work life and post production?
No, it really didn't change anything on the way I shoot. It just changed how I approach life, honestly. It made me appreciate more the free time I have. Obviously, I have so much free time that I get to have another job and
Sounds
still have free
amazing.
time.
Sounds amazing. What's this?
It's ridiculous. I do have free time. I love my job so much that I overwork a lot on both jobs. But that's because I love them, right? But I do get to spend a lot of time at home, and I do get to meet a lot of cool people. And I don't know. I think my approach to life just became much healthier with AI, with Imagine. I'm trying to think if I use any other kind of AI, but I don't.
No.
Yeah.
I'm still skeptical, okay, about AI. I'm just just not with Imagine. Imagine is great.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, actually, so you do you use like ChatGPT at all, or like other?
Oh yes, yeah, okay, yeah. I use ChatGPT. Yeah, I love ChatGPT.
I love it as well. My attention has been brought recently as to how not very good for the planet it is. As in,
yeah, I know the water thing, right?
the water thing, the energy consumption. It is.
But did we think about that before? About everything else? Because we spend so much energy on so many things. So this is just a way to pick something to be mad about. Okay?
True.
Because honestly, the same people who will say this will be the same people who spend the whole day with their TV turned on. So
Very true.
The other day, someone told me, "Oh, because AI makes people wastes a lot of water," and I was like, "Actually, yes, I've noticed that I drink a lot of water now that I didn't drink before because I have time to actually stand up instead of being in front of my computer and go, and so I'm very much more hydrated." You are correct.
Wait a minute, Anna. You can buy. In fact, PickTime have lovely merchandise.
Oh my God, they do.
Like you can fill from the tap and take it to your desk and sit down and work. You don't have to go to the tap to
You have
drink.
to stop editing to go and do that, though.
No, you have to. And then I got in the zone, okay? When I'm editing, I'm just like so focused that I forget to eat and to drink and then I just go pee very quickly and I drink at the same time and then I come back. So now I'm very much more hydrated now that I have AI in my life. That's true. It makes me consume a lot more water.
Okay. Well, that's good. That's good to know. That's good to know. Yeah, it's always been. What? I just wanted to say it's always been on my mind if it's something new because I was just using AI willy nilly. If I had a situation,
I feel like ChatGPT is your best friend now.
I fucking love ChatGPT.
You're talking to him all the time. I
walked home from Thrive having a conversation to ChatGPT on my headphones, literally just talking over ideas for miniature workshops that we could do in the studio.
That is so cool.
And honestly, I'm just like having this conversation, be like, what would it? Can you advise me as to what I should do for this and this and this? And I'd be like, yes, give me all these pointers. I'm like, right, okay, cool. And that's
you actually ask advice to ChatGPT?
I all the time. I have hypothetical conversations with ChatGPT about all sorts of things. String
it saves
theory.
him saying it to me.
Well, the good thing is I can keep all those chats and I can just be like, hey Greg, did you see my conversation with ChatGPT about this? He's like, no. Hey, there you go, check it out. Bloody fucking hell!
Is it 9 or 20 minutes?
Oh, it's a lot. It's a lot. I could say, hey, condense all this conversation for Greg into bullet points. Maybe I should do that. Yeah. I'll do that for you, Greg, and then send you the bullet points. Anyway. Obviously, you've also worked with is it Koi Lab?
Yes.
And PickTime.
Yes.
Tell us quickly what those are and why you have worked with them.
Okay, so PickTime, you haven't said to people what PicTime is?
Oh, I fucking love PicTime.
PicTime is a gallery solution that gives your clients the opportunity to have beautiful galleries and choose the photos they want to see based on AI, again, with the little faces, and your guests can see only the photos of themselves if they're too narcissistic to strip through the whole gallery. And it just organizes everything so beautifully, and now it allows for video as well. So it just makes everything so seamless. It also makes the slideshows so nice that I should actually create some slideshows to put on my Instagram, and I still don't. But I could very easily with PicTime. It also creates easy blog posts that I don't use but should. But seriously, PicTime is the best. I'm just the worst. So PicTime is the best. Koi Labs is an album company that I adore. They make handmade albums, streamlined but handmade. Everything is very, very, very preciously assembled, and I love the idea of giving to my clients something that was made by hands, like glued by someone, and just very carefully looked at before it got to their hands.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is not...
I don't think I've heard of Koi Lab before.
No?
Obviously, we've not done albums for ourselves before, but they're not one that I've came across. So that's interesting.
They're one of the third big ones in Portugal. You have the other two. They're very, very big as well, but this one is a bit smaller because obviously handmade.
Yeah,
so
that's nice.
But it's very nice.
Yeah, they're
and it
definitely...
personalizes everything, and I just want to make sure that my clients get the best possible results out of everything. And also, I really push for albums, not to increase sales, because usually albums are included. Because I think, look, if your house is on fire, the first thing you want to save is your photo albums. Well, before you want to save your dogs, but then the photo albums. In my case, we would have to pack all the miniatures and all the board games that are a lot. We have over 300 board games. But
wait, what? 300 board games? Holy shit, Anna. What? What's your favorite one?
Brass Birmingham.
I do not know what Brass Birmingham is. What on earth is this game?
It's amazing.
Hang on, Brass. Tell me about it.
Yeah, it's really, really good. You have to try it.
Okay, a man in a top hat. Is that right?
Yes.
This looks like a complicated game, Anna.
It is.
Looks like a complicated... Holy shit, right?
It's like 4 hours, but it's good.
Oh, okay.
My second favorite is about 12 hours. It's Through the Ages, based on Civilizations from Sid Meier's.
Right.
So
Okay.
I like...
Damn.
Yeah, I like complicated stuff.
You do. Awesome. Okay, I'll definitely check that out. I like a good board game every now and then. Family board games, my eldest is only 12. How advanced can you get?
Yeah, a lot. Whenever you need recommendations, just let me know. I have a lot of good entry-level board games to recommend for families, because I put all of my family playing board games and all of my friends, and everyone's addicted now, so I should get a commission on all the board games, make them buy. But
Get a referral code for your board games. A Hasbro referral code.
I actually should. Yeah.
Yeah, you totally should. Hey, speaking of codes, if you want to try out PicTime, you can use the code Perspective to get... What did they get, Greg?
A free month.
Yes, they get a free month.
Yeah.
A free month, yes. Absolutely. Go check it out. Because we love PicTime.
Talk about some photos. Show and tell.
Sean Tell. Let's go to Sean Tell. Right, Show and Tell. Obviously, is the section where I like to go through your portfolio and pick out the images that I like, either just because it's a great image or because I want to know the story behind it. So every time, I definitely need to remember to ask people this. Can you see this image behind me?
Yes, I can.
Right, okay. So for all those who can't see this, definitely go and check out on our YouTube. Also, I'm going to try and cut out these little sections to put in our Instagram. So subscribe to our Instagram. I'll try and have these up. Anyway, as our listeners may know already about me, I love underwater images. I love them because they look fucking amazing, because they're tricky to do. Not everyone does them, and you need to have specific gear, or do you, to get good images. So this image for me was a standout. But it's interesting because it's not the highest quality when I look at it compared to someone like Lexi Lane, who like scuba dives in Mexico and works underwater. That's her art. This seems a little bit different in that regard.
It's pixelized.
Yes,
right?
yes.
It shouldn't be.
So tell me about this image, the story behind it, and the technical gear that you use to get this image.
Okay. So it shouldn't be very pixelized. It actually
I think Simon's ripped it from the website somewhere because it was tiny.
So it usually has a good resolution, but so after the wedding, this was in Spain, north of Spain. After the wedding, we wanted to jump to the pool, but one, it was incredibly cold. Two, everyone was incredibly drunk. And three, it was very, very late. So we decided to push it for the next morning. So I said, oh, sorry. Okay. My dog is doing something. So I told the couple, okay, tomorrow, 9:00, let's do this. Never thought they would show up. Okay. So I just went there with my camera, just thinking, yeah, they're not going to show up. I had my GoPro. I had everything set up just to take photos of them jumping into the water. And my GoPro decided that was the greatest moment to die on me.
No.
Yeah, so they show up and they're like, yeah, let's do this. All of their guests like watching, and they made a whole thing out of this. We're like, okay, cool. So we really need to make this happen. So we had the drone up, we had the videographer shooting, and then I had my camera, but I'm not going to put my Fuji underwater. So what do I have that can go underwater?
iPhone?
My iPhone!
Yes, that's what I thought. Okay, great.
So I'm just like, yeah, taking photos of them jumping. Then they go inside and like, with my phone. And every one of the guests was like, what are you doing? Yeah, guys, this is safe. So I took the photos. I'm so happy. Everything is good. Fun fact. A few weeks later, I went with my husband to Croatia. After a wedding, we're taking some photos of little fish in the ocean. And he's showing me the footage. And this phone dies because it's not that waterproof.
Oh, dear.
Yeah.
What is the phone? Is that an iPhone?
Yeah, it was an iPhone.
Okay.
But don't put it in the ocean, okay? The salt and shit, it just damages just quickly dip it in the pool and take it out and that's it. But don't let it record fish swimming in the ocean.
Yeah, fair enough.
But yeah, it worked out perfectly. And
could you put it in like a sandwich bag? Is that clear enough? Probably not. Nah.
I've put film
You've done
on my cameras before, like the plastic film.
Yeah.
When it was raining a lot.
Fair enough.
I just went to the kitchen. Do you have plastic film? It's like, yeah. Okay, give it to me.
Fair enough. Oh, by the way, I actually grabbed this image from your blog. I just wanted to double check, right? Because it is actually pixelated on your blog, which is strange because the thumbnail, if you go down on your portfolio, it's quite clear. But when you click into the blog, it's a pixelated image. Just so you know.
Which means that I'm really bad at blogging. How shocking. That is so weird.
But it will load quickly because it's a really small file.
But it'll, so great for SEO. So great for SEO. I just to say that, just if you needed to change it or whatever.
Yes, I do.
Yes. This image was interesting to me.
See, that also doesn't look very clear.
I mean, it could just be...
That one's all right. But again, it'll be pulled from the web, so it'll have been compressed for the web. Don't worry. It's fine.
That one actually just went on TV 2 weeks ago.
On TV?
Yeah, national television in Portugal.
Really?
Yeah.
What was that? What? Just what?
So
tell me
the
more.
groom is a good friend of mine. He makes those masks that you see. Those are traditional Portuguese masks for the carnival. And they got married in this old village that still upholds those traditions. And every carnival, they go around and everyone wears that mask. So when they got married, obviously, at that village, they had the masks there, and they had people dressed as people do in carnival.
So they wear these masks?
Yeah.
Oh,
and he makes them. So he went on TV to talk about how he's reliving this tradition, and they actually used that photo. It's a great... It was such a good wedding.
Yeah. So obviously, when you took this, you know the culture behind these masks. Obviously, it's his creation. You just thought, or maybe this was the groom. Like, hey, can I get a picture with these masks? This was you.
Yeah.
Being like, okay.
I just saw the masks on the wall, and I was like, guys, can we take photos with the masks? And they were like, yeah, of course, I make them. I was like, yeah, amazing, let's do this, yeah.
Did you get them to wear the masks to take photographs? Cool. Okay. Because that's probably where I would go next.
Yeah.
I would be like, right, you're wearing them and I'm going to put you here.
Yeah, and then I have a lot of people wearing them and they just go through the people wearing them.
Nice.
Cool.
Nice.
Yeah.
Cool. What, like a slow shutter kind of drag thing where they're walking?
No, they're just coming like in the middle. People are on the sides, like making a tunnel.
Ah, nice. Okay. I'll have to have a look, see if I can. Is that on your blog?
Absolutely not, because I don't post anything.
Come on.
Okay, I'm sure it will be. I'm sure. Damn it, our internet's running slow again, so I can't.
Oh, if it's about the, it's not on the blog though. It's at their wedding gallery, right?
It's in your portfolio.
Yeah. Okay, so the photo should be there.
Cool. I'll definitely. Damn it, bloody internet, honestly. Cool. Next image, Greg. I love images that show the
carnage,
the carnage of a wedding. I think
there's
for a
so
while,
much carnage at that wedding, and you chose that one.
Yes, it looks like it from your portfolio. Yeah, I'm definitely more intrigued with images that show the carnage and lean into that more than the whole put a bride by a window and keep the mess out, which I mean we're guilty of. Like for preps, I'll put a bride next to the window, I'll clear up the area.
Who doesn't?
But there's but there is definitely a balance between those images and capturing the real essence of what it was.
Yeah,
you know, like those are cool images. They're great, kind of like those stoic moments in our wedding films, for example. But I want to see more of the mess.
Yeah,
you know, and I feel like it's harder to do in like wedding films when you have a specific, like an allotment of time to tell a story. There's only so much you can kind of give.
Just show all the mess.
I mean,
make a video of just the mess.
I mean, yeah, why not? Yeah, but I do love images.
Or
like
add the
this.
bloopers at the end.
Add what?
Add
bloopers. Yes. I mean, I've added bloopers.
I usually do.
You usually do.
Yeah.
I like to let the ending run and then have 10 second just nothing happens.
Oh, I love having
Except
weird shit at the end.
Well, after that 10 seconds, then there's then there's the blooper.
Okay.
Because I want them to miss it the first time they watch the film, and then maybe get to like year 4 where they've got it out for their anniversary and they're just like not paying attention, and it just something starts up and they're like, "Whoa, what? I didn't know this was here." You know, I always like that. Anyway, tell me the story of this image, because I just love the fact that there's just canopy all over the bride's arm.
Well, she was eating. Someone decided that it was someone, I won't say who, I know whom, thought it was a great idea for someone to pick up the bride while she was eating.
Oh my God. And drinking.
Yeah, of course. I make them eat and drink and then do weird stuff. So the thing is, you have to really aim for each couple, okay? So this wedding has a lot of this, because that's who they are. They're super relaxed and fun, and they want these. Some other couples would not want this, and that's fine. But they just, she just, someone tried to pick her up. It didn't go well. She just fell, and then she started laughing instead of standing up. And then we were all laughing, and it was very nice. But someone was still trying to pick her up. Look, while she is on the ground, someone is trying to pick her legs. Why?
Yeah, that's not helping her up. That's trying to pick her up in some weird way.
That just adds to this image, though. It's like, I don't know. Yeah.
I like how you sort of look at it and you're like, oh, okay, she fell over. And then you look closer and you're like, but there's sushi on her arm. Yeah. It's all over the place.
Yeah,
it's layers to it.
Yeah, it was a thing.
Yeah.
But this was the same bride that after the ceremony is over, she's like, okay, are we done? Are we married? And she just takes the skirt off and runs to the ocean.
Yeah, it's cool. I really like this wedding, actually.
I'm like, what's going on? And my videographer had gone to the car. I'm like, dude, you have to come back. Like, do I call him? Do I run? Do I go? I went.
Yeah.
Please tell me the groom took off his mic.
Yes.
Oh my God.
And also his clothes.
And yes, he's just in his white boxers.
Yes.
White goes clear in water, so a bold choice, mister. Bold choice.
Well,
I like it.
They're very hot, both of them, so they're good.
They rode scooters, Greg.
E-scooters, wow.
Like they're like talking to me, right deep inside me, talking to me. This is great. And flares, grenades. No, smoke bombs. There we go.
Yes, smoke bombs.
I got there. Amazing, great. I mean, it's such a like all these images are just them. Like you've done an amazing job of just like capturing who these people are. Their vibrant personalities.
Also, very good friends now.
Yeah, that's cool. That's so cool. Yeah, awesome. Next image, Gregory. Right. So this is the image I was talking earlier when we were talking about like you not using Flash. Like you have a few you've got quite a lot of dance.
Yes, a lot.
Dance floor images. And I know for a fact that some other photographers would see this and go, "Oh, the skin tones, got to color correct the magentas out and do all these fucking things." But you've lent into it, obviously.
Always.
So tell me more about this image, and then, I mean, obviously you've spoke about your process and stuff, but like any struggles that you have when you're out here doing this. Tell me everything.
My only struggle is when people are too drunk, which which is the case most often. And I just want them to interact with each other, but they've been interacting with each other all day, so they just want to party with their own friends.
Yeah.
So they're on opposite sides of the room. And at some point, I'm just like, you know what, guys? I just need you to just make out. in the middle of the dance floor, please. And then I can just walk around them and see where I think the light hits them better and take a lot of shots and see what sticks.
Yeah.
That's what happened here.
Yeah. Is this your smoke creation, or like do you do anything else? Like obviously we saw
That's all the DJ.
That's all the DJ. But
I
those
did go
smoke
up
grenades,
to the DJ and ask him, can you please send some smoke now that I'm going to ask them to make out?
Oh, you did. Cool. Okay. So you're definitely making sure that you know the environment and what other people are doing, and you're working with others to create images for moments like this. That's cool. Because I know a lot of people would maybe just be standoffish, and Also, I mean, I don't know what focal length this is. But
35.
Yeah. Okay, that's fine. That was my assumption. I don't want to say any names, but I was listening to someone recently, and they were talking about drinks reception photos and how they love to be in it and create photographs that felt like you were in it and shooting through people. And I didn't feel that way when I looked at these images. And if you're for me, if I'm in like a drinks reception and I'm shooting with an 85, but my idea is I want to feel like I'm there, like that to me is not the right focal length. Like that is a voyeuristic photo. Like that is like documentation or a portrait lens. If you want to feel like you're part of it, I don't think you should be shooting through people, because if you're shooting through people, you're not in the people. You're not in the group. You're outside the group. And that makes you feel like a loner. Like you're not part of it. You're just looking in. I don't know. Just be aware of like focal lengths and yes, like especially for video, like it looks cool to shoot through people, but that is a voyeuristic technique for me. That is not I'm in with them.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean?
Well, they have room for everyone again.
Yeah. I guess their view was they're standing in the circle next to the group that they're looking at, more so. I guess. So
but that's
I think a lot of my colleagues would have asked the people in the back or in the sides to move a little to have a cleaner shot.
Oh man, yeah. I think this image is great because, I mean, the colors are vibrant and I love that. And this couple, although you know you're saying that a lot of couples are drunk at this point, they don't seem that drunk. They seem still there in the image, you know.
I think the image right before or right after is shots.
Okay. Well, that's great. But then again, backlit. Love a backlit moment. Yeah, but this arm coming up, covering the face. You don't see a face here. It's covered. Out of focus face here. Covered face here. Like all these elements to me make this image well balanced on just a purely aesthetic level. I don't really care about the pink magenta skin tones. I don't know. It just feels good to me. So yeah, I don't know. There's a lot of thoughts there for me.
Oh, I love that.
But yeah, feeling behind images. I want people to think about what focal lengths actually truly mean to an image in capturing something, in like what capturing something means to the message you're trying to portray. Anyway, show and tell's over, folks. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for joining us as well, Anna. I think it's been a really interesting chat. Maybe we should all start taking the professional out of the professional label that we have for ourselves. Or maybe not. I don't know.
Or maybe not.
I don't know.
Before we go though,
Ooh.
We need another game recommendation.
Board game
okay.
recommendations.
For families.
For families. Ticket to Ride.
Ticket to Ride, okay.
Ticket to Ride is easy, simple, very, very nice, good for all ages, from, I would say, 8 up, or 6 if you have a very intelligent child. So Ticket to Ride would be one. Azul is about Portuguese mosaic tiles, is very nice. Usually it's a good entry level for wives who are not into board games, because it's pretty and simple and very nice, and it can get very strategic. Let me think. Another cool thing to do with your kids is Dungeons and Dragons, because it stimulates their imagination, and you don't need a board game, so you can just go as far or as slow as you want. So you just create this imagery in their heads and just teach them how to throw the dice, and just don't go very overboard with the scheme of things, and they will grow into it. And that's always very good to stimulate the imagination and just have them around the table and do something that is not playing video games.
I was watching a TikTok, and someone was like, What's the goal of this game? Is it how do I win? I'm like, there's no winning. It's just creating a good story.
How do you win? You play. That's how you
play
win.
The play. That is you
that's
winning.
It's sitting down and having fun. That's the win.
Yeah.
My brother started playing D&D. I think he was 12.
Yeah.
And he would come every Sunday. Every Sunday, we would start playing at like 3 or 4 in the afternoon, and we would play throughout the evening until like 10 or 11. Every Sunday, 12-year-old to like his 17th, he would be here.
Cool.
Nice.
I love that. Good family time then.
Yeah.
Yeah. Very cool.
Cool. So
very nerdy too.
Absolutely. But it's not too, it's nerdy, but it's like, if Henry Cavill can play it,
I know.
You guys can too. Stop being so judgmental. Get yourself in there. It's good. Be a nerd. It's all right. No judgment. Just have fun. All right. Anna, thank you for joining us. Well done for reminding me about the game recommendations, Greg. Where can people find you online? Your website, your Instagram?
Yeah, so I have a very bad website, very unupdated website at anapastoria.com. And then I have an Instagram that is pretty much my name, is Ana Pastoria. And you can just shoot me a message if you want to know more about games, weird stuff, cheese. I love cheese. If you follow me, you'll see a lot of dog reels. Not my dogs, but I do love sharing dog reels. Do love dogs. And also about Imagine. Just talk to me. Imagine is amazing.
Awesome. Do you have any I probably should have asked you. Do you have any codes for Imagine or anything like that you can tell people with?
I will definitely give you a code so you can put it under. Let's talk when this wraps up, and you'll have a code below.
Ooh, wonderful! Okay. Sounds great. Ooh.
Both for photos and for joining the waitlist for video.
Ooh, very exciting. All right, cool. Keep your eyes peeled, folks. People can find us at Perspective by Cinemate.com or Instagram at Perspective by Cinemate and YouTube at Perspective by Cinemate. Thank you to Jack and Pick Time for sponsoring another episode of this podcast. And if you have loved this conversation, please do follow us or hit that subscribe button. Why? Because it makes me feel good. No, it helps us get the podcast out to as many eyes and ears, and we got to touch all those lost souls out there in the business line, Greg. All those sad lost souls. Let's get them, helping them living better lives. And that's why our tagline is enjoy your life, because that's what you should do. Anyway, join us wherever you get your podcasts, and we hope to see you in the next episode. However,
in the meantime,
do enjoy your life.